Hungry Snacks Meals in the building.
I wasn't even thinking about me being on the show. I wanted to produce something for them.
Cool celebrity. Like if I went to the mall and stuff, people are like, oh.
The thing was, I didn't even know that anybody ever thought I was ugly.
We look like twins almost.
Okay.
She really wouldn't be able
Covering any more subjects related. So that's why you got the raw reaction. This is pathetic. It's pathetic. Welcome back to the Sweet Pea Diaries. It's your girl, Sweet Pea, and I am back with another video. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, guys. Happy Halloween. Yes, look at my daughter. She's still trying to fix her mommy. Thank you, Miss Mamas. Welcome. I am a court jester. Yeah, I'm a court jester. Yes. Happy Halloween. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ciao. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. This is what it's giving. This is the best I could do on a short notice. I tried to put some. It does not look like the picture, but it'll do. It will do. We're gonna be drinking. We're gonna be talking about these messy ass neighbors. So by the end of the night, it's probably gonna be everywhere. So happy Halloween. On the Sweet Pea Diaries, we have been doing a series called Frighttober. And what it was, we had different stories about neighbors. And, we had one about the girl that killed her kids and the neighbors heard them screaming. And wait, give me 1 second, guys. Give me one moment. Sorry, guys. So we had been doing the Frighttober shows about neighbors because the kids and we had an incident with our neighbor where they killed the puppy, they ran the baby over, and they hit my daughter with their car. Okay. So they killed the puppy. It was just a big tragedy. And so when October came, I had the idea to do, like a spooky series, fright something. So I called it Frighttober, and the series is called Fear Thy Neighbor. We got 3 different videos. We did them, in October, and you can check them out. One is about a mother who murdered her 2 children, and the neighbors could hear their cries. And then we have a story about a neighbor that murdered his neighbor over, just messiness. They were having issues in the neighborhood, and he just couldn't take it no more, I guess. He was also a racist, and he was an ex-cop. And, everything boiled, to a head one day, and he just walked over, the neighbor that he was arguing with walked over to his home to confront him about something, and the neighbor shot him. So, yes, you bought the drinks. Yes. So, thank you, Robin. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So we covered a few stories. So I thought tonight that we would do a live show and we would discuss some more, neighborhood horror stories, and we would actually do it live. And I have a couple guests that are going to come up with me. They have their costumes on as well. Y'all, I did the best I could with my makeup, okay? I got me I'm drinking me a little wine cooler, Jamaican Me Happy. So yeah, we gonna drink. I'm waiting on my daughter to go get me some straws because I was rushing around, y'all. I got my margaritas on ice. I'm waiting on her to go get me some straws because I forgot to get my straws. So I'm trying not to drink because I need a straw. So I'm waiting on her to go get me some straws. But I'm going to put the link in the chat. You guys, we get ready to get this party started right. We're going to get this party started quickly, right? So we getting ready to, I'm going to put the link in the chat. And then, you guys just click on it. And yes, we are going to cover these stories about neighbors and, horror stories going on in the neighborhood. We're going to read them, cover them live, share screens, do all of that. We're going to do all of that. All right. So give me a minute. I'm going to put the link in the chat. I'm going to get my people up here. All right, girls, there we go. So give me a moment. All right. Frighttober, yes. Fear Thy Neighbor. All right. Hopefully, with this background, it doesn't lag. It might lag. But we're hoping that it doesn't lag. Yeah, it's going to lag. I'm not going to be able to use that background. Does it seem like it's lagging? Is it lagging? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm not going to use this background. This one, yeah, I don't like. It didn't seem, but see now when I take it off, I can see myself like, right. Now you see when I take it off, there's not really a lag. You see that? So we're not going to do the green screen. Because you see when I take off the virtual, you see that? So what would you guys rather do? Would you rather do it like this? Or do you want me to put the background? Because when I put the background on, it seems like it lags a little bit. I know. I love it too, Ariana. It's real spooky-ish. So, Monica, Lynn, if you guys are ready, I put the link in the chat for you. Whenever you're ready, just click on it and come on up, and I'll bring you guys in the show. And these are my moderators. Lynn, Ezell, and Monica, Raina. Welcome them to the show as they make their entrance on up. Look at my baby. Dun, 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 dun. Look at little Kim. Yes.
The baddest is in the building.
Hey.
Hey, everyone.
Hi. Let me clear my throat. Dun, 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 dun. Look at Lynn. She looked just like little Kim. She is serving little Kim. AKA Lynn is in the building. Yes, we are waiting for Monica. So, Lynn, what do you usually do for Halloween? Do you usually dress up when you give out the candy, girl, or do you just give out the candy?
Girl, no, I normally sleep by It's so bad. Like, girl, I'll be asleep by 8 o'clock. You know, that's my bedtime.
I know. And I love you so much. I appreciate you for doing this for me. Thank you. Come on, Monica. Come on, girl, so we can get this show started, girl. The people is waiting. You got a drink? You got anything to drink?
I got my Gatorade, child.
Well, I'll have a drink for you. Yes. So, Monica, let's go, girl. Come on, baby. So what we're going to do, we got a lot of different little stories. I got about 4 of them. We're going to talk about these neighbors, girl. They be wilding out in the neighborhood. We're going to give our commentary on it. We're going to let the people say whatever they want to say. And then we're going to get up on off of here. This is our virtual Halloween party. If anyone is in the chat, did you guys show up dressed up? And if you want to make a cameo, just click on the link. And you could just show yourself. You can speak to us. Because this is the only time you're going to catch Lynn on camera, honey. She says she ain't going to do this all the time now. Right. Come on, Monica. Where you at, girl? We waiting on you. Let me see if she sent me a DM. She might be having some issues. No, we're waiting. Fear thy neighbor. Yes, Just Jay. Look at the background. The background is still giving, hey, hey, hey. Let me remove that.
So slow.
Ooh. That was from my Dragon Chronicles. Let me remove that. I'm going to put that on my background. And then let me see. You got the you need the money? Yeah. You got it? Here, give me here. Yeah, just give me some straws. I'm waiting on Monica. Monica getting ready to be outed.
She said she can't get in.
Oh, she can't?
Mm-mm. She said she don't know why she can't get in.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just go ahead and we need you in the comments anyway, sweetie, but we would love for you to come on up. Hi, lady. That looks pretty on you. I like that. That looks real nice. I like it. Yep. All right, guys. So we have, let's see. Let's do this one. First one. All right. Ooh, child. I like this one. Let's do this one. Deputies, man shoots and kills neighbor over an argument about a cat. Oh my. Marion County, Florida. Officials say a man is being held without bond in Marion County for shooting and killing his neighbor over an argument about a cat. Clifton Anthony Bliss Jr., and that's him right there, y'all, was arrested on Wednesday after detectives say he became angry when his neighbor's cat entered his property. During the investigation, detectives said that Bliss retrieved his firearm and told his neighbor, James Arlen Taylor Jr., that he was going to shoot the cat. Deputies said Taylor asked him not to shoot the cat, so instead, Bliss shot and killed the neighbor. Bliss faces second-degree homicide charges. Now, what do you think about that, Lynn? Why second degree?
Because he's not our color.
Okay.
I have no words for that. I don't even know what this. That is crazy.
Look, Monica, yes.
Hey,
Yes. Look, my girls, they are thugged out. We got Little Kim, and then what do we got?
Tonight because these YouTube streets are tripping.
Tell them.
These YouTube streets are tripping. Y'all better leave my CP alone. I can tell you that. You see this? Ain't just an outfit. Ain't just an outfit. I love my sweet peas.
Thank you so much, Monica, and I love you too. These are my girls. They both came thugged out. They are thugged out. They ready.
That's right.
So what do you think about this? Now, this is a story about a man. He killed his neighbor over an argument about a cat. The cat came over in his yard, and he told the neighbor, please do not let the cat come in my yard. And he said, I'm going to shoot the cat. So the neighbor begged and pleaded for him not to shoot the cat. And he said, okay, I'll go ahead and shoot you. So he shot and killed the neighbor instead.
What?
Yeah, in Florida.
These people are
he won't
crazy.
get any time.
Oh, and it's only second-degree murder.
Mm-hmm. Watch and see. Watch he end up pleading guilty to something way lesser than second degree. He's not. You know, I highly doubt he'll probably get off on like probation or something. I highly doubt they'll actually do
These
anything to
crazy.
a full extent to him, which is sad. But
Yeah.
and then it's Florida too, so
that's what I was going to say. Florida is crazy when it comes to these gun laws. Their gun laws are just different.
They don't have gun laws. They got gum laws.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. And my thing is, okay, so you asked me not to shoot the cat. So I said, okay, I'll go ahead and shoot you. Second degree murder, to me, it's premeditated because he thought about what he was going to do.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, my goodness.
He
That's
told him what
crazy.
he was going to do.
Yeah. He told him
I
what he was
mean,
going to do.
He already knew what he was going to do. Why would he not get convicted? You know what I mean? It's
Right.
crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And Marion County, Florida. So this seems like it's probably some type of backwoods, some swamp country.
Now, I live in Texas. So, we all ain't crazy,
Right. Right.
But at the
I
same
know about
time,
Texas.
I don't say Texas. This is crazy.
I know about Texas. Just Jay said, y'all ain't finna do Florida tonight. Honey, Florida, they crazy down there in
Florida's
Florida.
a different type of breed.
itself.
I lived in Florida for like 2 years. We lived in Orlando, and the closer you get to Miami, the crazier they get.
Wow.
Florida does itself.
Wow. They said Texas be on it too, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Alice-
we talking about Texas.
Alice is asking you, are you in costume? Monica, are you in costume?
This is Chola style right here, baby.
Yes, we not playing these games. We up with it. Monica is not playing.
That's
She
right.
she came dressed. She's sending a message.
Yes.
So we're not playing these games. But I got another story. This one right here really, like, I hear stories about this all of the time in the wintertime. And this one really, I hear this all the time. So this story here, a couple was slaughtered over shoveling snow by their neighbor.
I saw that.
Now, this happened in Pennsylvania. Images have emerged of the Pennsylvania couple that was heartlessly, now this happened in February of 2021. So images have emerged of a Pennsylvania couple that was heartlessly murdered by their neighbor during a show snubbling dispute. James Goy, 50, and his wife, Lisa Goy, 48, were slain by their neighbor outside Scranton Monday in a frightening altercation that was caught on camera. James and Lisa are shown in the back row of a Facebook picture flanking their surviving 15-year-old son who has autism. So this is the couple right here, these two, and their son in the middle has autism. I'm assuming these older people are their parents or something, but this is the couple that was killed. A highly disturbing clip of the incident shows Jeffrey Allen Spade, 47, going into his house to get a gun to shoot James and Lisa dead following an argument about shoveling snow onto each other's Plains Township property. If you step out of here, I'm going to knock your ass out. James can be heard saying to Spade, I'll make your life a living hell living here, dickhead. James can be heard shouting, to which Spade responds, what? F you, you effing scum. Lisa can be heard adding, you're the effing scumbag. You don't know how to talk to somebody. That's right, you're a P-U-S-S-Y. P-U-S-S-Y. Her husband continues while flipping off the man. So it seems like this couple, you can see the image right here. They're going back and forth, and you can clearly see that neighbor is squatted up. He's in the position. He's about to shoot him. And you can clearly see that right there. He is about to shoot them. And she's pointing at the man, and her husband is standing there, and that man shot them dead. So Spade is shown walking down his driveway toward the couple, who is goading him into a confrontation. When they realize that he has a gun, James urges him to put it down. Spade then opens fire, hitting James first and then Lisa. As James runs towards his home, the gunman shoots his wife 2 more times. Call the cops, James shouts before the decorated former Navy specialist chases and shoots him again. While other people rush to the wounded couple's aid, Spade returned with a larger rifle and barked, you should have kept your effing mouth shut before shooting Lisa again. After the massacre, a witness reported seeing Spade pacing inside his home near a window. He then shot himself with a third rifle as police approached. A woman in France who identified herself as a relative of the couple said they didn't deserve to die like cattle. Lisa, James, my family, my blood, my cousin. You don't deserve a tragic death like cattle and make headlines. Now, this article did not say whether or not this man died when he shot himself. What do you think about this one, Monica?
This is just, it's too much. These people are, they're getting so angry over really nothing.
I mean, you went in and got, you had the one gun, you shot, then you went back and got the rifle and shot the woman again. After, I mean, that's a lot of rage. What do you think? What do you think, Lynn?
Child. Considering they say he used to be in the military.
Yep, a former Navy SEAL.
So 9 times out of 10, if he is still living, I can still, and you know, I really hate to, I really hate to make it seem like, you know, they give excuses for not our color. And this, I could see, well, you know, he possibly was suffering from PTSD or something, or, you know,
Yes.
Yeah, or some type of mental illness or something, and this caused him to snap, and you know, maybe they were just being an aggravation to him, and this is the reason why that he ended up doing it. So, you know, we're just going to send him off to a mental facility or something and let him get treated and then go on about his time. But, you know, of course, with us, we don't, you know, it never is anything mental. Unless, you know, I mean, us as well, you know, Black people, we have mental illnesses as well, you know, tragic things that have happened to us as well. So you never know when a person can really hit
a boiling point.
Right. Yeah. You know, because people, you know, we all have that snapping point. That's why I was saying, I mean, you know what, you just never know a person's capabilities until you push them to that point. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So this is very heartbreaking. It's very sad, but I really am, like I said, unless if he died from that, I don't really necessarily see them doing anything to the extreme to him.
And isn't that sad that we
it's
think
over
like
nonsense, that? Like, but white people get away. I'm sorry, I don't want to seem like I'm not racist, but it's just a reality that in America, white people get away with a lot more stuff than what Black people can get away with. That's just a reality.
It's just the reality of it. And it's sad that we go there. That's our first instinct to think like, oh, this white man, he's not going to, you know, be punished to the full extent of the law like we would.
Right.
But you know what? With these stories, the common denominator, these people are retired, either law enforcement, military.
Yeah. Not saying probably, but you know what? It really makes you wonder what all have they gotten away with thus far.
That's a good point.
Especially, you know, being in law enforcement, how much they can cover up for each other. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but it's, you know, after they retire and stuff, and, you know.
Yeah. And they still, you know, just like with the Ahmaud Arbery case, and we're going over that. Oh, you look so pretty. You look like a teenager. Please take that off. You look pretty. She's trying on. You know how you buy them little things, child, and she's just trying them on. You can't tell her she looks so pretty though. But you know, with the Ahmaud Arbery case, those men in the neighborhood, that man was a retired, he was off that force. And they gave him guns from that police district to police the neighborhood. Like, where do you hear that at? That you give, he's not even on the force anymore. You done gave him guns from the police district. Okay, here you go. You can use these to police the neighborhood.
So the police has like a personal pass that they can get anything they want?
Right.
Evidently.
That's ridiculous.
Right.
Because look what they're doing with that. They always complain about everybody else doing bad things, and now look what the police are doing. They're getting the same ammo, and they're doing the wrong things as well.
Yeah.
And you know, not to even give somebody that just _J. That's a very good point, because
This one?
When they said law enforcement officers have a lot of unmanaged, untreated PTSD.
Yes.
Which I really do agree with that, because you got to think of how much, especially depending upon what department that you work in.
He says, and alcoholism too.
Yes. I mean, you just
Yes.
think about the stuff that they see on a daily basis, especially when you work in like homicide divisions.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be so tough of a department to work in. You know, when you're working numerous of cases, you know, you don't get any sleep or anything, you know, trying to solve these cases, and you're seeing dead bodies and stuff all the time. And it's just, that's got to be so not given an excuse or anything like whatsoever. But at the same time, a lot of it does go untreated and goes unnoticed. And I think that a lot of them, they probably eventually just do snap. It's just like the littlest things can make them snap.
Yep.
You know, so no.
That's a good point. Go ahead.
They go through so much. They go through so much, and they're supposed to just lay everything down like nothing matters.
Mhm.
It does matter, because it affects them at the end. And these are the things that happen afterwards. They train them not to be, oh, don't take it personal, don't do this, don't do that. Well, then when they're done with being the police or whatever they're doing, they take it personal. And these are the things that they take it out on the wrong people.
Yes. Yep. Innocent citizens.
Yes. They start seeing things that are not there.
Yes. And that's that point of, that's why they need, I don't care if they're not exemplifying signs of trauma. I think they should just all have counseling on a regular basis. Just because.
The way they train them to be a police officer, train them how not to be one.
Right. And I think that they should add some sort of psychological courses or classes, or, you know, how to de-escalate once you go home, you know, like how to bring it down and leave, just like Lynn said, you done seen homicide all day, dead bodies, gunshot wound victims, you know, you done dealt with drug addicts. I mean, just a lot of different scenarios all day long. Can you imagine turning that off and going home? You don't just turn that off after your shift is over and just go home.
And you hear a lot of them say that they have nightmares and everything from it.
Because it's in their mind. It's what, you know, what they've been seeing for so many years. And then, you know, when something they think is wrong, they take, you know, action, and it's not. And now we lose, you know, wonderful children, beautiful children that don't even need to be, you know, lost. It's crazy.
Yep. It's really sad. And then the citizens and people living next to them, their neighbors and stuff, they have to deal with things like this when they finally just reach that boiling point and they just say, fuck it, I'm just going off and I'm gonna kill somebody. And these people did not deserve that.
No.
That's alcohol. That's not juice. Yep. So yeah, that's why don't you she don't have, I don't know if she has her phone with her, but she went to the store. When she comes back, just tell her to go get you something. But yeah, this is a good point. Constantly hyper vigilant. Yep. Always on edge. Always looking for something to happen.
Yep.
That's a great point. Great point.
Yeah.
Great point. Cocoa Butter Barbie says, that's a fact. I work with law enforcement officers. Not everyone is made to see the things they have to see. Everyone is not built like that. That's right.
That's why I agree with you on some type of psychological testing and everything prior to, and I think it should be every so maybe once a year, something like every so often, because like I said, I mean, they go through so much and they see so much. So I really do think that's something that they really should look into with doing, you know, for them or whatever. So, and I think that could possibly stop. Well, I'm not going to say stop, but it could possibly start cutting back as far as a lot of what's been going on lately. Not going to really too much delve into it, but, you know, with our black men and stuff, whatever. So
Yeah.
It's a shame, but they don't give any type of psychological test or anything, for it. And I really do think that I think it's something that they should do. And on an exit as well, they should make them do a psychological test, and prior to retirement as well.
Yes, absolutely. Alice says law enforcement should have mandatory evaluations. Some are afraid to ask for help, so they turn to drugs to cope. Some are suicidal. Absolutely.
Yep.
Just Jay says my training officer told me something that I found interesting. He said most people that go into that field are typically sadists or egoists. So like egotistical or sadistic.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Wow. That's
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah.
That is
very interesting.
That would explain why, they feel like they have the right to shoot and kill people. That's that ego.
But do you really think that even if they did know that, do you think that they would stop that from allowing them to hire that particular person?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Absolutely not. And with the Marines, they want them to be, enough. They want them to be hyper, vigilant, and they train them to be killers. So when you're trained to be a killer, how do you turn that off when you retire?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. They train them and tell them to do what they have to do over and over and over and over. So that's what I'm saying. They need to tell them how to not be that way when they go out in the real world.
Absolutely. I agree, ladies.
The real world is not the war. That's what we are not the ones that you were trained to take care of.
That's a good that we are not the ones you were trained to kill. Absolutely.
Exactly.
But you know what? I most definitely I agree with that. But at the same time, when you've been trained to do something for so long, it's gonna take a long time in order to undo that training, in order to get a different way of thinking, a different way of doing things. So
absolutely. That's why when they
go, how do you even go about with trying to help them to turn that side off when they're on the job? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So the therapy, it's not going to turn around right away because I agree. They have been trained like that. But at the same time, give them an option for the brain to try to realize they have an option.
Right. Well, together we break chains. She says, in my training for mental health, a cop came to speak to us. He informed me that a lot of police kill themselves after retirement because they can't unsee the things that they've seen. Wow. This is a deep conversation. I don't even think people we don't even think about these things.
You don't.
Wow. I still got this as my background.
Even with outside of law enforcement, even firefighters, I know they go through pretty much, kind of typically almost the same thing as well. Even people in the military, getting deployed and having to fight in wars and stuff, that's tough. Like, that is really tough. And I'm sorry, they don't get paid enough money to have the stuff that they have to go through and that they have to deal with. And it's really sad.
It is sad.
It is.
Our country is so backwards. We pay people to be millionaires to entertain us. We will give rock stars, rappers, models millions of dollars, and a person like a cop, a teacher, a doctor, they're not paid that type of money.
Nowhere near. Like, and they're the people that, go out here to help, are supposed to protect and to serve, and which you have a lot of good ones, but the bad ones make it bad for the good ones or whatever. So, but that's their job, and majority of them, that's what you know, they really do try to do. And even with, you know, people in the military, you know, they're here to protect and to serve our country as well, to make
Yeah.
sure that, you know, that we're safe as well. Our teachers are the ones, I mean, if it wasn't for us, where would we be at? You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So it's just like you said, I mean, you know, you got people within basketball, football and stuff that's getting paid freaking millions of dollars to do what?
Yeah.
To entertain. Like, that's
To
literally all
entertain
they're
us.
doing. And it's
Yep.
sad, it's really sad, and it's backwards, just like you said.
It's backwards. And Alice says her cousin was a Marine. His whole attitude changed. He became extremely aggressive. He came back a completely different person. Wow.
Oh, Alice, I'm so sorry.
That's so sad. Just Jay says it's tough. I watch Police Activity Channel, and a simple traffic stop can end with an officer gone, or and you say officer gone, and it can end also with a civilian gone. So it's really on both sides. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's terrible. Well, let's move on to our next story, child. This one, honey, we got a mailman. Oh Lord, these people. All right. So a neighbor kills the mailman. Mail carrier found dead in a USPS vehicle after ex-neighbor shoots him. And this is in Pennsylvania. I done told y'all my state, they are crazy in Pennsylvania. I live in Philly, honey. These people are crazy. Now, postal worker Louis Vignon saw a man drive up in front of his own while on his home. Okay. Postal worker Louis Vignon saw a man drive up in front of his home while on his mail route Thursday. I don't know why they said in front of own, whatever. It was his former Pennsylvania neighbor, Eric Courts, who knew Vignon's route and tracked him down. This was not a cordial meeting between the ex-neighbors. However, by his own admission, Courts went to put some bullets in him. The 58-year-old postal worker was found dead in the U.S. Postal Service vehicle with 7 shell casings located nearby. Courts dropped the firearm at the scene before driving to the Carnegie Bureau Police Department to turn himself in. So basically, the mailman was out doing his route. His ex-neighbor knew his route and tracked him down to kill him. That's basically what this is. The 53-year-old told the officers he shot someone. So when he walked into the police station, he told someone that he told the police that he had just shot someone. A woman who heard the shooting said she and a contractor that was working on her house tried to help, but it was clear that it was too late because the man inside of the postal truck was dead. Courts told investigators that he shot Vignon because he believed that his former neighbor, oh my God, this is crazy. I don't mean to laugh. He shot him because his former neighbor had previously poisoned him and his family with cyanide, according to federal officials. Courts did not offer evidence to back up his claim, and the attorney handling the case did not say whether the poisoning claim had any validity. Sheila Kirkpatrick, who was neighbors with Courts and Vignon, said she had heard rumors that they did not get along, but she noted that there were never any disturbances at the Courts' home. Courts was charged with murder, and federal officials have requested he remain in jail without bond. Vignon had been delivering mail in the area for around 15 years, said Ken Bach, who lives in the neighborhood where the mail carrier was shot. He didn't seem like anybody could have a grudge against him. He seemed like a real nice guy. I don't mean to laugh, but what is wrong with these white people?
They're crazy.
Back on, cause honey, these folks is crazy. First of all, if you get injected with cyanide, won't it kill you? Okay, I rest my case. Goodbye.
First of all, I'm wondering, Monica, do you think that he thought the neighbor was putting cyanide in his mail?
Oh my goodness.
Where is the cyanide? Where did the cyanide go?
He was thinking it was in his Rice Krispie treats. I mean, goodness, he could have thought it was anywhere. If he ate anything, he was, oh, that's what it is, cyanide.
If your mailman was your neighbor was poisoning you with cyanide, you'd be dead.
Yeah. I wouldn't be trying to, oh my goodness.
So he hunted this mail. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, do you think that he's gonna get charged with a federal crime as well? I mean, he's a mailman.
Ooh.
Is that a federal crime to kill a postal worker?
I would think so. I would think so.
Yes, but do you think it's going to happen?
No,
Exactly.
That's crazy.
it should.
That's ridiculous. It should.
Yes.
Yes, it should. And that's
I
ridiculous.
can see him. I can see him getting manslaughter, or something like
Yep.
that.
Yeah, it sounds like that's the feeling I'm getting.
Mhm. Yeah.
Manslaughter. Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. It's in the right part of town, the white part of town.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you imagine, mail carrier, you are hunting down the postal worker. You rode around looking for this man because you knew the route that he takes. That's crazy. That tells you people be watching you. And you
Yeah,
don't
that
they
is
watch.
very, very scary.
Exactly.
Very
And none of that is going to get put into place to make him think that, I didn't know where I was going. Oh, I was just driving.
Wait, how did they know that he was following him around?
He said, okay, so he said he set out. He said, by his own admission,
Oh, he admitted. Oh.
he said, I went to put some bullets in him. When he walked, because he turned himself in. Remember now,
Yeah.
he walked into there and he turned himself in. And he told the people, listen, I went out there to put some bullets in that man. That's crazy.
And even him admitting it. Oh, he didn't mean to.
So Judge Jay says mail carriers are public service, right? That is a public service worker because you got to take what's that test that a public service? What's that test that you can take to get a different? It's like a state test that you can take with the state, and they can place you either with the post office or like a state job.
But
So
that's
I
not
think it
public
is-
service, though.
Is it public service?
I thought
Mhm.
public service was more like
Like a librarian, a clerk?
yeah, like health department. Like I wouldn't consider that.
Yeah, health
public
department.
service. I
a
don't think
clerk.
I would consider that. That's a federal job. If you're,
I think it's a federal job.
Yeah.
I think it, but
Yes, federal. They
I think-
handle
I don't
checks.
know.
They
I don't
handle
know,
personal
because you know
stuff.
but I don't know. I think it is a public service. I think it's a public service job. I think
Either way,
the mail service itself, the postal service itself, is under the federal umbrella. Like if you open somebody's mail or if you
But as
There it
far,
is.
But
This
as
is
far
what-
as like if I was to work for my local post office, I would
That's
be
what I'm
a
talking
state
about.
worker.
Yes, fans music. I'm talking about the civil service exam.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Oh, it's federal. Okay. So it's the public service exam.
But
You're
it's
right, sweet pea,
federal.
but
Okay.
it is federal. She said it's federal. Okay. So, I mean, They deal with mail, and that's I know they say if you open up, I've been raised to believe that if you open up somebody's mail, honey, that's a
federal crime, child. Favorite thing about that
Exactly. Yes.
Leave it alone.
Yes.
Leave it alone.
If it don't have your name on it, don't touch it.
Yeah. Yep.
Child, I've been raised, honey. Do not touch mail. That is a federal crime. But you know, this is in my opinion, this is outrageous. This man needs to be under the jail. You do not hunt down a federal worker. This man is out doing his due. He is delivering the mail to the citizens in that neighborhood. He shouldn't have to be worried about whether he was going to be killed that day. That man needs to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I don't give a damn if he is white.
Right.
That was premeditated. He knew what he was going to do when he set out and got in that car.
He need to be charged with first degree.
Yes, he does. Point blank, period.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna follow up with this case because I'm interested to know what he gets. Now, a lot of these cases that I am reading, these cases are current. They are within the year. So a lot of them do not have conclusions. So a couple of these stories I am going to follow up with because I want to know what happens to this goddamn man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, this one. Oh, Lord. Is this in Pennsylvania too? I think this is too. Child. Yep. No, I think this was in New York. All right. Teen discovers his mom's dead body in the bed after neighbor's gun accidentally discharges. A man is jailed and a Houston family in mourning after a woman's 17-year-old son found her dead in bed of a gunshot wound to the head. Police in Gwinnett County, Georgia, arrested Maxwell Williamson, 22, of Duluth, after his gun went off accidentally while he was cleaning it. The bullet tore through his apartment wall into the bedroom of Carletha Foley, 36, hitting her in the head and killing her, police said. Wait a minute. How did it start off in Houston and then ended up in Georgia? Wait a minute. This says a man is jailed and a Houston family in mourning. Oh, okay. The family was in Houston. All right. So police.
Okay, I thought somebody needed some gas money.
Right? So Williamson was charged with involuntary manslaughter and reckless conduct and was being held without bond at the Gwinnett County Jail. The tragedy unfolded just after 11:15 p.m. on September 25th, when police officers responded to an unknown medical call and found Foley unresponsive. Cops said in their statement, they found a bullet hole in the apartment wall. The Gwinnett Fire Department arrived on scene and located Foley deceased with a gunshot wound to the head. Williamson stated he had an accidental discharge while he was loading his firearm. It was Foley's 17-year-old son who found his mother's lifeless body in the bed. Wow. Williamson told police he had forgotten there was a bullet in the chamber. Williamson's attorney told police that after the gun went off, he knocked on the Foley's door to check on them, but got no answer. After jotting a note offering to, oh my God. Oh my God. After jotting a note offering to pay for any damage, he went to work, not realizing that he had shot and killed someone. You guys, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but this is horrible.
You can't make this up.
He done killed somebody, wrote a note, and left it on the door. Listen, I'm sorry if I caused any damage, if I done busted open a plant, or if I done put a hole in your mattress. I'm sorry, but I gotta go to work.
So he left this note for the neighbor.
He left a note for the neighbor, honey. Said, listen, my gun done discharged. It went through your wall, but I did not know that I done killed somebody. Oh, thank you, Sean. Sean says, your costumes look amazing, ladies. Love you, sweet pea.
Oh,
Thank you, Sean, baby. Yay. We got little Kim in the house. We have a cartel member that is going to
That's
split
right.
your wig.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Sean. You are so sweet. Thank you for dropping by, boo. But yes, he said that he shot the person. Well, no, he did not know he shot the person. He shot through the wall. So he left a note and said, if I have damaged any property, I'm willing to pay for it. Little did he know he had killed the woman.
So, if your gun first of all, how do you not know that you don't have any bullets within your gun? That's first of all. I don't believe that. That's a lie. Anywho, when it happened, why didn't you go over there to check to make sure that nobody got hurt?
Mm-hmm.
And then when did you have to be to work? When did this happen? Was this the day prior, the same day? Who just randomly leaves a note after knowing that a bullet went through somebody's wall?
So he says, now get this. Foley, the girl that was shot, she was an actress. She had moved to Atlanta from Houston to further her career and had appeared in several movies and plays. According to IMDb, she was known for roles in The Friend Zone, Behind Closed Doors, and Slice of Cake. Her family, meanwhile, is struggling to make sense of a senseless accident and to ease the trauma suffered by her son, Kendry Foley, who is now staying with the grandmother. He was very hysterical, Carlita's brother said. It frightened him. He said he walked into the room but didn't turn on the light. He called his mother's name and she did not respond. I've never experienced the hurt, the pain that I'm feeling. I don't know what to do. Jacqueline Foley, that is the mother of the daughter that was killed. You had no right to take my baby from me. You had no business taking her life away from her child. He's 17 years old. This is the last year in school for him. You have hurt my family. You have took away my baby.
So he wrote a note. Oops, I'm sorry.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Right.
So they're charging him with involuntary manslaughter.
Involuntary manslaughter. And but my question is, what kind of gun was it that it went through the wall and killed her?
Yes.
And if you were cleaning your gun and it accidentally went off, it would have went through the wall and killed someone. It makes me think, you had to point that gun at the wall. An accident would just be like an accident and it should have went to the floor or the bed or something. Why would it go through the wall with that much force?
Right.
That don't sound right to me.
I was gonna say something fishy about that one.
Exactly. Why would he write a note if you didn't know what was going on? You wrote a note because you knew something you did was wrong.
You knew that bullet went through that wall, so you think it went through the wall and that it caused damage. That don't make sense to me. It made me. I kind of feel like, were you in her home? Did you shoot her? And then maybe the bullet hit the wall, and you can tell that it looked like, because that's a lot of force. I need to know where she was shot, what part of her body was shot.
But the investigators, 9 times out of 10, once they do their little thing, they'll be able to determine. I would think they will be able to determine whether if it was a true accident or not.
Right. What do you guys think about this in the chat, in the comments, if you're checking, if you're catching the replay? Does it sound fishy to you? Something just don't sound right.
Because at the same time, these police officers can choose and pick the ones that they want to go forward with.
Right. Yes.
And then they can also say, maybe it was just an accident and just throw
Yes.
it off. Why?
Yes.
Because
Yep.
they don't want to do the work.
Yep.
They don't want to do the work. They don't want to investigate because they have so much on their plate. Well, you know what? That's your job.
Yeah.
You signed up for it, so that is your job. So doesn't matter how much is on your plate. You need to investigate everything to the fullest.
Right.
Just because you get tired, that doesn't mean that people are not going to stop dying, and we don't need you to figure out what's going on. Sorry.
Yeah, like you said, they pick and choose which stories they want to, because they can say, you know what, it was an accident, case closed, and go on about their business. It just doesn't seem right. And I'm with the mother. You took away my baby. You took away my grandson's mother. So Mama Williamson, get the autopsy, push for answers. Don't just take it was an accident for an answer. If you got to hire an investigator, because something is fishy with this story. I just can't see an accident, cleaning a gun, and it's going through the wall and killing someone. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on. What is this one? All right. Loveland woman who shot her neighbor in parenting dispute was sentenced to 32 years in prison. Now, this is one where someone actually got some time out of it. A Loveland woman who shot her neighbor after having a parenting dispute last year has been sentenced to more than 30 years in prison. Tiara Kelly, now 37, was sentenced to 32 years in the Colorado Department of Corrections after pleading guilty to attempted murder and menacing. Kelly shot her neighbor 5 times at point blank range outside of her apartment because Kelly didn't like how her neighbor was parenting her own child, according to investigators. I am heartbroken that you are here and that a sentence to the Department of Corrections is necessary, but I cannot find that anything other than a lengthy prison sentence is appropriate given the facts. 8th Judicial District Judge Lori Dean said during the sentencing. Before she was sentenced, Kelly cried while telling the court she was sorry for hurting her neighbor, her neighbor's family, and her own family, including her children. She called this the worst mistake of her life. It kills me inside because being a mother is the most important thing to me, Kelly said. I have to live the rest of my life now knowing I cause significant damage to others. I don't want to cause harm or be in a situation where I ruin someone's life. Deputy District Attorney Michael Deschennes told the court Kelly thought about killing her neighbor for at least half an hour that day. Kelly heard her neighbor yelling at her child while on a walk and then went home to shower and calm down. But she was angry and enraged, Deschennes said. Kelly went to her neighbor's house to confront her. After an argument, Kelly said she blacked out and regained consciousness in her neighbor's kitchen in the middle of a fight. The neighbor told police Kelly pushed her way into the apartment and a fight ensued. Deschennes said Kelly then went back to her own apartment and took several steps to get a gun out of a safe and load it. She was thinking if the first bullet didn't work, the second one would. DeShinis said he recalled from Kelly's statement to investigators. Every single round hit, every single round went completely through her neighbor's body. Detective Gerard Cortina said the way Kelly talked about the shooting to the investigators was so cold and so malicious that her comments have stuck with him. Kelly also told one of the first officers who responded that she did not regret it. DeShinis said first responders did not believe Kelly's neighbor would survive the shooting, but she did. She has needed many surgeries since, and she and her 3 children will need ongoing mental health care to deal with the trauma, DeShinis said. The bullets were millimeters away from being instantly lethal. In a letter written by the victim and read by DeShinis, she wrote that this has set her back but not stopped her from accomplishing her goals. Despite intense medical treatment, including needing to learn how to walk again, she told the court she has a new job that she loves and a new residence that she owns, and she'll be graduating with honors soon. Ladies, this is one people that don't mind their business. How are you going to tell someone else how to parent?
That's yeah, exactly. It sounds like another Karen.
Another Karen.
Karen, you stay over there and you mind your business, Karen.
Exactly.
Karen, I am minding mine, Karen. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Mind your business. Let me raise my children how I want to raise my children. Karen, like, what is the problem? Karen, you ain't got no Karen. Mind your business.
Exactly.
Girl,
but you know,
work my nerves. Oh, and I just noticed what she was.
She was a Karen. And did you hear that she woke up and she had blacked out and woke up in the woman's kitchen fighting her? She woke up from a blackout and she was in the middle of the kitchen fighting. She left, went and got a gun.
But
Karens have so many episodes. They don't know what's going on.
I mean, but what was making her so mad about with her parenting skills?
So
like, what was it?
So the woman was yelling at her daughter while I don't know, did it say daughter? I'm just going to say child because I don't know. Was it a daughter or a boy? I don't know. She was yelling at the child while on a walk, and Karen heard her. And she became so enraged by hearing her yelling at her child. So she went to her house and confronted her about yelling at her child. And she blacked out and woke up in a fight in the woman's kitchen. And then left and went and got a gun, put 2 bullets in it, and came back and shot the woman. Now, this brings up a great discussion. What do you do when you are in public and you see another parent in the act of disciplining their child? What do you do?
Mind your business.
Mind your goddamn business.
Mind your business.
Hey,
yes. 2 days. 2 days of labor. Okay, so mind your business, Karen. I can talk to my child however the heck I want to talk to my child. That's just as long as I'm not causing any type of physical harm to my child. Now that would be a different story. Then
right.
9 times out of 10, I would say something.
Right.
But that ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right.
And it's always the parents that got something to say. I would like to see how you discipline your kids.
Right.
Discipline and abuse are 2 different things.
Absolutely, Monica.
Yes. You have to distinguish. Just because you believe that abuse is your belief, it doesn't mean that another person thinks it is, discipline. You don't know what's going on in that family. You don't know what's going on with that child.
That reminds me of the Costco girl situation. You
Exactly.
don't know what is happening. So 9 times out of 10, if you do not see physical abuse taking place, mind your business. Now, I'm going to tell you, I was in a situation. I'm gonna be honest. I witnessed abuse. I was living in Delaware. I was in a public park, and I witnessed abuse. I witnessed a mother beating her child with a belt, but it wasn't a typical spanking. It was bad, and I called the police. I did not interfere. I didn't walk up to her and confront her. She didn't even know I called the police. I was sitting in my vehicle. I saw it, and I just called, and I let the authorities do their job because it was bad. It wasn't like, it just didn't, it didn't look like like you just getting spanked. It was like, and it was with the buckle. Like, it was with the buckle, and it was bad. So I called the cops, and I just, I let that mic. And then when she realized that I called the police, she was like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? But I let the police do their job, and they were able to do whatever they did. I left. I didn't stay to see what happened, but I'm pretty sure that they probably called CPS because the child was bruised, and you can visibly see that she was with the buckle. Like, it wasn't the belt. It was the, that buckle part. And I was like, no, this is not cool. So you can tell when somebody's being abused from a spanking.
Right.
Yeah.
And usually when I've parented my kids, I didn't have to beat my kids. For some reason, I didn't have to lay hands on them. I might have just tapped them up, like, you better stop. Or I could just look at you. Now, and that's enough. I don't have to physically lay my hands on my kids. Thank God. They didn't give me problems. Thank God. But what do you do? What do you guys do? What do you do if you have children that are hyper or that require extra discipline? What do you do?
Well, for me and mine, I have an 8-year-old, and now when she was younger, toddler stages, father, she was just off the chain. Like, that girl was something else. Like, she wasn't bad. She was just hyper.
Busy.
I'll never sit down. Like, girl, sit down somewhere. But
yeah,
I'm like you, and I don't know. I guess because me being raised, I can remember maybe one time where my mom popped me in my mouth because I was talking about some lady that was overweight in the store or whatever. But
okay,
outside of that, I've never gotten a spanking, like, ever. And this is just me and just my parenting. I don't personally, like I said, every parent is different. I don't do it to my child. My child never spanked my child ever. Ever. Like, I discipline with my words.
Yes.
And I don't curse at her. I don't talk to her out of the way or anything like that. That is just me. I don't do no, like, timeouts or anything.
Yes.
It's ridiculous in my eyes. But
yes.
I'm saying though, but I don't necessarily, she in my eyes, she can't do anything bad enough in order for me to take out a belt or a switch or something and beat her.
Yeah.
But you have, and it's so sad because you have a lot of kids that experience that and that go through that, and you even hear like a lot of adults that say, that's what they went through.
Yes.
And the reason me personally, I think the reason why a lot of that is because that's how they were brought up from their parents. Yep. So it's all a generational thing.
Yeah.
In my eyes it is, or whatever. So that is something that I believe can be broken because it's just generational, know. So I always say, it's always all in how you start, so you, as far as when your child is born. You know, you started off from there. You know, it's up to us in order to develop our kids. You know, so like I said, I mean, but like I mean, just me personally, and if I saw a child being abused like that, oh, you probably get beat yourself. Like, that's probably what I would do. I mean, probably isn't the right thing, but you know, a child is defenseless. Like, what can they do? Like, all they're gonna do is just sit there and just take it. Like, they really did. And it's sad that a lot of kids experience that, and you know, and then they grow up most of the time with a bunch of, you know, hate and resentment towards people, a lot of anger issues, you know, and you try to figure out the reasons why, and normally that is the root cause.
And you know what? My motto always was, I don't want my kids to be afraid of me. You know, I want them to reverence me and respect me. And, you know, I don't want them to feel like they have to be afraid. That's a different type of discipline when your child is afraid of you.
Right.
So then they won't trust you. They won't, you know, they won't come to you when they're going through things. So I don't want my kids to be afraid of me. So I have my family, honey, my family tell me, them kids are spoiled. You need to do. And honey, no, my kids, they grew up just fine. They didn't take me through things. My oldest did not take me through a bunch of mess. My oldest son has not taken me through any gang activity or drugs or any of that. He doesn't mess around with girls. You know, he's very respectful. I know he got little girlfriends, but he's respectful. And my baby girl, she's the baby. She's the baby, you know, and she's 12, going on 12, but she gets away with a lot. But they are respectful, and they know what I want. You know, they know what they can do and what they can't do. And they didn't get this way by me whooping their ass. Like, they didn't get this way by that. But you know, some people were raised like that. My cousins, child, my cousins used to get it. Honey, my cousins used to get beat with extension cords. And I know you heard of people, because they're from down south. My family, they used to get, my cousins' mothers are from Mississippi, honey. And they used to get beat with extension cords. Yes, they believe in that. Extension cord.
Yeah. But
that's abuse.
What does that really solve, though?
Nothing.
You doing that, what is that really doing to that child? All it really is doing is just instilling fear inside of them, just making them fear you. Like, I don't know. I just, like I said, I mean, every parent is entitled to raise their kids on however it is that they want to, you know, but at the end of the day, I just really think that sometimes you should just take 2 seconds to really think before acting out, you know, on your kids or whatever, because they will grow up resenting you for it and probably don't want to have anything else to do with you. And then you got to realize that one of these days you got to get older, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to be the reverse. Them kids going to have to be the ones to take care of you. And guess what? Your tail going to end up in the nursing home, because they ain't gonna have it. If you get that look,
I've seen it. I've seen people put their parents in nursing homes, honey. I've seen it. Oh, yes. Monica, how do they deal with that in your culture? Because you're Mexican, Latina. Is it Mexican culture?
Yes.
So how do they deal with discipline? Are you like Black families with y'all?
Oh, they crazy too.
Y'all use extension cords and stuff? They use extension cords.
We don't use extension cords. We use chanclas.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
chanclas with our flip-flops.
Yeah, flip-flops.
Okay. Okay.
Don't mess with it. You'll get the flip-flop and you'll get cussed out. Yes, in the name of Jesus, you'll get cussed out. Because Mama would tell you, don't disrespect. You really don't. You really don't.
And I know you guys have the culture with Mexican culture, you guys have large respect for the women in the family, the grandmothers, the mothers. I be seeing the men that are Mexicans that have a lot of respect for the mothers and grandmothers. So yeah, that comes with that flip flop, huh? They get like that flip flop.
It's true. The elderly women, they get that respect. If you're nana, grandma, abuela, you get that other respect. Now, sometimes the women that come into it takes a lot.
Yeah.
So I understand what's going on with all that. Some of the younger men try to, this is who I am, this is how it is, and this is what you're going to do.
Down the Rabbit Hole News. Thank you for joining. Please go check out her channel. She says she's Mexican. Mexican here. I've had a lot of chanlas in my lifetime.
Hola, mi amor.
Hey, Rabbit. Ciao. Well, I know in the Black community, I think a lot of our issues, and it's taboo. I know you guys hate when I talk about things like this, but it comes from slavery. I hate to say it. They don't realize that the beating and the whipping, it's been passed down through generation after generation, and that is it's a generational curse in our culture. And we got to break these curses. We got to break these curses. We don't need to be whipping our kids like they're slaves.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it reminds you of if you really look at it.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, that's exactly what it looks like. Taking them switches and everything is long, and it's always that type of.
And you know what? A lot of like when you go back into the 60s, 70s, and then as you go into the 80s with the welfare system and the frustrations of not having money, the poverty of minorities, when they start abusing the children, it's because they're taking out these frustrations, of the poverty. There's a lot of children that are in the welfare system, that are in the DHS system, and poverty and DHS and abuse, it goes in hand.
Yeah.
Poverty, growing up in these environments. So if we know better, we'll do better. If we are exposed to better things and we expose our children to better lifestyles, then we'll do better. But some of us got to want it. We got to be open to change. So, God, well, you guys, I wanted you guys to weigh in on that one story that I did. How do you feel about the girl that murdered her children? The story that I did, and I uploaded it for October, where she murdered her kids and she left them in the house. Remember, she stabbed the boy and she wrapped she had the trash bag wrapped around his head, and then she had drowned the baby, and she left and went and fool-la-la in the streets, was all hugged up with some dude the next day, the Black girl from Maryland. How did you feel about that story?
CP, honestly, from my point of view, I don't have kids.
Okay.
I've never been married.
Okay.
And for women to abuse their children, which is a blessing, and they do that to women like me that don't have kids, why would you do that?
Right.
Why would you do that? I've been on my own since I was 13 years old.
Okay.
I've been molested. I've been raped. I mean, it's just, partied and did everything in that. But for the women that are blessed to have children and take advantage of that, I don't understand that. I don't. I will never understand a woman that can take a child's life from a woman that has never had a child and had that blessing. come to them. I will never understand that. And I will never, mental. No, it's not mental. It's not mental. You either love the child that is a part of you or you don't. Period.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never had that. So people always tell me, oh, you're lucky you don't have kids. You're lucky you've never been married. How do I know that? I've never been through it.
Is that by choice?
been-
You just never wanted to be married?
It just never happened.
Okay.
It just never happened. I have 3 older brothers.
Okay.
And all of them had been through so much with these women that they have. I mean, I know the back part of the child support, the harassment, the setting up my brothers to be, this and that. I back then when I have 3 older brothers, I said, you know what, Lord, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Send me a man that is going to be true to me. I don't want to deal with all this. I don't want to deal with baby mamas. I can't do that. They have been through so much, and I've been through, backing them up and understanding their stories. So it's hard on my side. It's hard for me to back a woman's story up when my 3 older brothers have been through so much with the courts and everything, and the he said, she said, and
I understand.
Don't cut my payment off because I need to pay my car payment. No, that is for my niece, my nephew. Don't do that. And it was just a point of my life where I just either you're going to be with me or not. And now I know you talk about your age. I'm actually older than you.
What?
I am older than you. I am 46.
Get out.
Yeah,
I
am
would
46.
never know that. So pretty. Oh.
So through everything that I've been through, now it's at the point, well, not even now, but a few years before, it's been the point where I can't even meet a man because they feel like, oh, you don't have kids? Oh, you have money. Oh, you don't, you never been married? Oh, well, what can you do for me?
Yep.
And, the few men that I did, a little bit, oh, they're so nice at the beginning. And now it's just, I can you help me out with a phone bill?
Yep.
Can you help me out with this? And, I'm not putting every man down. I'm not. Those are just the ones that I've dealt with. But at the same time, the ones that, the women that I've dealt with my brothers, they've been the same thing.
Leave me alone about my wig.
You look cute.
Child, I tried it. Go ahead, boo.
Anyway, so it's been the same thing. It's
They
both
said
ways.
dating is rough. Just Jay said dating is rough these days. It is.
And that's why I choose not to, because I'm not gonna pay the bill all the time.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's how they are, child. I am starting over, so I know. But honey, I think I'm gonna try me the white man. I think I'm gonna try the white man this time.
Girl, I have to. Girl, Sleepy, we need to talk.
I think I'm gonna try a white man
talk.
this time.
We need to talk.
I don't know about the brothers. I'm sick of the brothers. I've been trying, black man. I've been trying to be patient with y'all. Child, if my husband watches this, he's gonna be banging at that damn door. Let me be quiet. He's gonna be trying to stop. What did you do? You what? He's gonna go crazy. But no, I am, girl, I'm starting over. I have finally cut off a lot of things. God is blessing me in my life. And I'm really not thinking about a man, but at the same time, it would be nice to do the rest of my life out happily with another gentleman. But I don't know. I'm sick of the brothers. I don't want to pay for your shit. I don't want to fund your life.
Exactly.
You know how they give, the brothers give that, oh, she got money. Oh, she's a cougar. She got money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just
Oh,
gonna
I
wait,
know.
see what God sends me.
I
But
know. You gotta be patient, but it's okay. I mean, and as far as with the kids, I can't really give a
so yeah, what
point
do
of
you
view
guys
because I
feel?
don't.
How did you feel about that, Lynn, about hearing that story that she stabbed the baby, the boy, and drowned the little girl and then walked out the house?
Um,
A black woman. It was a black woman too.
I
um,
would have heard her.
I would
And
have to say that.
but the neighbors, and that's another piece of information. The neighbors heard the children's screams.
How
The
could you
neighbors
do
heard
that?
the baby say, "Mommy, no." And then it was quiet, and then she left and went on about her business. And they only knew because they started smelling the bodies. Yes, Just Jay, that story is on my page. Yep. It's with the Frighttober series.
How could
And
you hear
the
babies say that and not do anything?
and actually the baby daddy said that he saw her in the streets later, like the next day or whatever. He had saw her in the streets running around intoxicated, appearing to be high off of something. Didn't see his kids with her. So didn't even ask, where's my kids? And during that time, they were actually in the house dead, decomposing.
Hmm.
um,
I'm sorry, Monica.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, Alice. Go ahead.
it's so heartbreaking to like hear stuff like this, like,
I'm sorry, Lynn.
and you know, depression, postpartum is real,
Mm-hmm.
and this is not the first time that we've heard a story like this of a mom latching out on their kids like this, and you just try to figure out like, well, I would never do anything like that to my kids, whatever. Like, especially you as a mom, you gave birth to these babies.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think people really realize how, I mean, we don't know. I would never give an excuse on any child's life being taken. The only thing I'm going to say is that we will never know the extent of what a person could possibly be going through, experiencing. Sometimes people have a different way of reaching out, of crying out for help, and with not receiving that help,
take your time,
they take
bro.
it out.
I'm sorry, ladies. I know this is a tough subject.
They take it out, unfortunately, on those closest to them, and it's so sad. And I really do think the same thing with our police officers and with people that are in the military, and we say they should be given psychological tests and stuff. Women need the same as well.
Yep.
Women,
yes,
we go through a lot, we experience a lot, and it's tough raising kids. It's tough, and especially, I'm sorry, it just got me so shaken up, but
that's all right. That's all right. You're human.
Lynn.
You're human.
when
Yes.
you're a single mom,
I know that's right.
as well.
We love you, Mama.
Yeah.
Being a single parent is tough. I'm a single mom, and it can be very tough at times.
Speak on it,
You
Lynn.
make do what you can. You do what you have to do in order to make sure, that your kids have and that they want for nothing, but at the same time, we get drained too, We get drained. Most of the times we don't have breaks. I don't trust anybody with my child. Point blank.
Okay.
Never have. I don't let.
And I know you. I
Yeah.
know you and Haley. She is glued to your hip.
Honey,
I know you and
we have been
Haley.
glued to the hip since she was born.
I know.
I don't trust me. She doesn't like.
I
going
don't
anywhere.
have children, and I will be ready to spoil you.
Girl, let me tell you something.
No, Haley.
Just
Miss
get ready.
Lynn do not.
Get my
Miss
jail-
Lynn does not play. She does not play. She don't let that baby go.
Go ahead and get my jail cell ready because that's exactly
Yep.
where I'm gonna be going. Just go ahead and just get it ready. You already know. Like I
Yep.
don't play when it comes to that one.
I know.
But yeah, I
got
really do.
goosebumps.
I feel for these moms, man. I feel for them. I remember I was just reading about a girl the other day. I think she was a mom of 2. She had to be in her 20s, and she went on and she made a post stating what she was getting ready to do, and she was just like, just make sure that my kids, are good or whatever, and like,
Oh no.
she ended up committing suicide. She was just like, she was tired of dealing with depression. And with her being a single mom, she's like, as much as she loves her kids, it's still so tough, and yeah. Right. Yeah, from dealing with depression, and she ended up committing suicide.
Wow.
Young girl.
It's deep out here. And the young women that are on welfare or they're working these minimum wage jobs, and they got 2 and 3 children. They live in the projects and high rise, and just being in those type of neighborhoods, that's postpartum all by itself. I keep telling people that Black people suffer from postpartum depression just living in the neighborhoods that they live in, because they experience violence, they watch murders occur, they watch all types of shit. And you couple that with being a single mom, not making above minimum wage, trying to make sure the kids have what the other kids have in school. That's a lot, because the girl, before she killed them, I looked at her Facebook and her social media, and you can tell that she was crying out for help from the baby dad or the family. And you can tell she was trying, like she was trying to hold on. She was trying to work, she had a little CBD business that she had just started, and she was really trying, but she snapped. And then I think she was messing around with drugs, like the angel dust, the wet and stuff. And that'll mess your mind up on top of being depressed. So she just snapped and she just killed him. She killed him. Just Jay says post-traumatic slave disorder. Most people live in a constant state of hypervigilance. That's an awesome statement. Alice says, at Monica, I have no children either. My nieces and nephews are my heart. That's your mod sister. She says she doesn't have children either. So she says her nieces and nephews are her heart.
And yes, they are mine.
Yep. So, you guys, the Black woman, I'm telling you, the Black woman, the Black and brown, I don't even want to just say the Black woman or the Black and brown. Women. That's why we all need to band together across the races. The Karens, y'all need to stop trying to be Karens, because some of y'all is in our neighborhoods too, in these ghettos. Some of y'all are out here too. So we need to band together as women, because we go through a lot. Trying to be the caretaker, trying to be the business owner, just trying to make it. We like super women. We just on go. So we got to learn to be each other's support systems so that things like that won't occur. Because I mean, they were so little. Like if you look at her page, they were so young, and no one would have thought that she was about to do that. Like she was posting. Right. If you look at the video, like I put her social media up, I was showing that you would not think that she was about to kill them. You would not, you just never know what somebody's going through.
Sweet Pea, you really don't. My dad committed suicide.
Oh, and, wow, Monica.
He committed suicide. No, it took a while, but because I was so spoiled when he was here. But at the same time, I understood he left. He chose to leave me. You know? But you never know. He took me to McDonald's.
Wow.
The day before he committed suicide. He bought me a present, left it on the back porch, and everything. So you never know what people are going through. So honestly, when people keep saying, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, a lot of times you have to, maybe they just need love. They need attention. You know what I mean? Because at the same time, nobody knew my dad was going to do what he was going to do. He was a saint. He was cool. He was good. You know, he took me to McDonald's. He took me out of kindergarten. I was good. But you never know. So don't judge anybody for things that they're, you know, going through. Just if you think that something's going on, listen to them.
Yep. And this is a great statement. Mental health is a joke in the community, and it's sad. And that is so true. Minorities think that mental health is something, you know, we always say, like Christians will say, well, just go to the church and get somebody to lay hands on you. Go to the church and get that demon. You know, you got a demon on you. You need the demon pray. You know, I understand that we love religion, but some of these things, this shit is mental health. We need to go see someone.
No. If you're gonna, a lot of the mental health, if you know, you're not gonna say anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're not.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what my dad was going through.
And that's what I'm saying. Minorities, we don't talk about it.
Exactly. And that's what needs to happen. We need to talk. Don't judge people. Open. If somebody is saying something, listen to them.
Yep.
Listen and say, you know what? It doesn't matter what's up, what's going on.
Look, Just Jay says there are so many resources. Absolutely. There are so many resources out here. And I'm gonna share really briefly. When my daughter, my oldest, she's transgender. She was born male. When she came to me at the age of 16 and told me that she was going through this, I had the same reaction that all Black parents have. Oh, you're not going to be, oh, no, I'm not dealing with that. No, that's a demon. No. And then one day, she sat me down and said, Mom, this is my life. This is life or death for me. If I can't live this way, I'm going to die. And I said, what? Because I never thought that, oh, this is emotional and mental. This is something that you are dealing with emotionally and mentally. I'm thinking demon. Oh shit, this is demonic. It's a fucking demon on my baby. I gotta get it off of him. But once she told me, Mom, if I can't live my life as me, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna be here. I don't want to be here if I can't live my life who I am. So what I did, I wanted my child more than I wanted to satisfy my family, more than I wanted to satisfy the world and the stigmas. So then I started learning about it. We went to counseling. We went to the pediatrician and got enrolled in the medical program for transgenders, and, you know, so she can get counseling. She went through therapy for a year. We went through that program for a year before they said, she's trans, she has gender dysphoria, and this is how you deal with that. But most people don't do that, you know? They just say, oh no, I'm not dealing, get the fuck out my house. You're not doing that in my house. You cannot be that way. Nope. But when she came to me like that, I was like, you know what? I'd rather be in my child's life than disown her or watch her fall apart. So I better get with the program before I lose my baby, you know. But some of these parents won't do that. They'll be like, you gotta go. And then what do? Turn them to the streets. They get turned out. Somebody else picks them up. And now they're in sex trafficking. You know, they're strung out on drugs. So, child, it was hard, but I had to get with the program quick. I had to get with it quick, fast, and in a hurry.
That's right. You love the person, not the sin.
Right. But then I had to stop looking at it like it was a sin, because I was like, you know what? If and like, even in that conversation, she was like, Mom, do you think you think I made a choice for the world to disown me, for the world to turn their back on me, for the world to be against me? Do you think I made that choice? You think I would choose something that I'm going to be ostracized? You know,
Right.
so.
I just meant like, you know, alcoholics and, you know, everything.
Right.
It's just, right.
You know, with a lot of parents that deal with that, they don't. Thank you for sharing that, Sweet Pea. I had asked a question about that recently. I figured it was some type of yes, it's dysphoria. My child used to take showers in the dark, didn't want to look at her body, wanted to self-mutilate, all of that. It's deep. So, you know, when you're dealing with that, you got to be a present parent. You cannot be absent. You have to be present. And you have to love your kids for who they are. And like I said, that's why I said, if you are a type of parent that you use extension cords and everything is violence and I'm gonna beat your ass and all that, they won't come to you. And they won't feel like they can tell you, I'm trans, I feel like I'm trans, or I feel like I'm in the wrong body, or whatever. You, no matter what it is, you want your kids to be able to come to you. Because I was able to point her in the right direction of where she needed to go. I don't want her getting them fucking hormones on the street or getting pumped in some hotel with man-made silicone or cement. You know how, because they do that. They'll go pay somebody to pump their cheeks or their butt and all that so that they can look like women, and they die from that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
you gotta look at the baby.
Oh, you see, she jumped on.
Yes. I love dogs. Look at my baby. Well, honey, she come over here in this house. These boys go. Is it a girl?
It's a girl.
I know. I can tell. She's so, look at her. Oh, look at her, all stuck up and conceited. Yeah, I'm with my mommy. Girl, you come over here with these boys, they gonna run you up out of here, girl.
Oh yeah, she's.
But yes, if any parent that is dealing with anything like that, my advice is to listen. Listen to your children. Listen first. Be slow to speak.
Yes.
Be slow to
Can I ask you a
speak.
question, Sweetie?
Yes.
With that, does like when you were first originally dealing with it, did it ever make you feel like you were losing a child?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm.
Yes. I'm about to cry right now. Yes.
Do it.
I went through that.
Yeah.
Yep. I went through that. Yep.
I've always wondered that.
I did lose a child. I lost my son, but I gained a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep.
But the
Absolutely.
love is still there.
The love is still there. Hey, Tiara. Hey, girl. Yes. Thank you, sweetie.
But
Yes.
how is that something that you deal with? Like,
well, I still go through it. I still go through it. Every now and then. It's been about 4 or 5 years. Ever since the actual transition, sometimes I get these reminders on Facebook, and it'll be old pictures of before she transitioned. So I'll see those and it'll be like, oh. But I don't show them to her, because if I show them to her, I don't want to disrespect her. So I'll have my moments, I'll be in the bathroom like, but that's my child, She's still there. But he's not. So he's gone. Like, it's just gone. I don't have that child anymore. I don't. So when they transition, they don't want you to call them by their birth name. They don't want you to refer to them as he or any of that. So you absolutely, it is the death of your who you birthed. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yep. But I gained a daughter, and I'm so proud of her because she's courageous and she's standing in the face of adversity. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud to be her mother because, child, she used to go to school like she was looking hit. But she was happy. And so that depression was gone because I went through some dark days with her. I went through her wanting to kill herself, her not being able to shower without wanting to cut off her privates. Like, we went through a lot. So once she was bold enough to take those steps, we took them together and we got counseling. I didn't do this by myself, girl. I couldn't do it by myself. Trust me. And then I had my family against me. God bless my grandma, but she didn't. My grandma, they didn't like it at all. My mom is against it. So we are standing in the face of adversity together, But that's my baby, and you know how I feel about that.
I already know, child. I know. I told you I hurt somebody on the face.
Yeah, I know. I know. And it's like, I don't even think, once it's gone, it's odd because you don't even really think about that anymore. You can't even see them. I can't even see her going back to that. Mm-hmm. If she were to detransition, I'll be like, what are you doing? Like, when she want to give up, I'd be like, girl, you what? Look at you, girl. You look good. Like,
she
stop.
is freaking gorgeous,
right? Like, girl, no surgery. Yeah. I'm like, girl, stop playing with me. So sometimes I have to be her hype man, but we're good. It didn't take as long as you would think, but it was rough. It was rough. It says it's a loss of life. You have to grieve a death. Yep. You really do. You do. You go through it. Yep. That's true. They want to be identified. Yep. They do. I just been in here chatting away. Thank you for being vulnerable, Sweet Pea. Thank you. It says enough to me that she felt safe coming to you. That means the world to me as a parent. Yep. See, we need more parents like you. Thank you. But I'm telling you, I'm not perfect. Please don't be putting me up on no pedestal because, child, I had that demon talk too. I said, girl, you got a demon on you. We got to get it off of you.
That's the first thing they do. Oh, Lord.
I was that black mama at first. Child, no, we going to church.
Pray it off of each other.
Yes, we got to get the lay hands. I was calling my uncle. He's a pastor. I said, can you come down here and pray, please? And he was like, honey, nope, I can't. It's nothing I can do about that. He wants that, so you gotta. But I'm gonna share one last thing that God will show it to you though, because before she told me, I dreamt about it. Okay, I was in my room, and in the dream, it just seemed so real. I to this day, I swear it was an out of body experience. I couldn't get to her. I was trying to get to her in my dream. I still don't know if it was a dream or if I was awake. But I was trying to get to her. I was trying to get out of my room. I could not get to her. But I could see her laying in the bed, and it was a woman. And it looked like a spirit of a woman. It was like a shadow. And it was laying on top of her. It was hovering over her. And it was trying to get into her body. And I was trying to get out of the room to go stop it. But I couldn't. I couldn't get to it. I just, no matter what I tried to do, I could not open the door. The door would not open. And I saw the thing trying. Now, it didn't look like a person. It looked like a spirit. It looked like a ash. Like smoke, but you could see the figure, and I could see like hair. The hair was flying, and it was like hovering over, and it was scratching her. And so I was like trying to get to her, and I just couldn't. When we woke up, when we woke up the next day, she came to me. She was like, "Mom, I got scratches on my arms." She had scratches on her arms. And she was like, I don't know how I got this on my arms. And I'm just looking at her like, and she's like, I got scratches on my arms. And later that day, her and her friend, and I think it was like the holidays, because her friend was visiting from Delaware, and she was staying with us for that break or whatever. So they called me in the room, and they were like, we want to tell you something. And my child, they called by the birth name, was like, they want to tell you something. And I'm like, what? So I go in the room. I'm like, what? Are you gay? Because I always knew that there was femininity. So I was like, he gonna tell me one day that he's gay. I know it. So I'm like, what? Are you gay? So he's like, no, I'm transgender. And I'm like, what? What is that? I don't know what that is. And, it's like, I feel like I'm born in the wrong body and all this and this and that. So then as, time's going on, I didn't even put it together at that moment. But then as she, time goes on, I'm like, God damn, I saw this shit before she told me about it. I saw it the night before. So when she was about to tell me, God showed it to me. That whatever the spirit is that is in her, that's making her feel like, she's born in the wrong body or she's feminine, God was showing me that there it is, like this is in your child. So of course my family is like, child, that was a demon. That demon jumped on top of her and got in her, and you need to pray it out of her, because that's what my uncle said. My uncle was like, oh, well, she invited it in and she opened herself up to it and she let it in. Me, I don't believe that. I believe that that's just her spirit. That was her spirit that's in her. There's no way. I've watched her since she was a baby. She's been feminine her whole life. So when parents say that they don't know, she used to put hair on, look for any excuse to look like a girl. Any excuse. From the time she could walk. So I always knew that there was it was either going to be, gay but I didn't know anything about trans. We only grew up with gay, so I felt like, oh, she gonna come to me. And see, even now, I'm not saying he, I'm still saying she, because I'm just programmed now. I would never say, I can't even say it. Like I would never, and only because, one, it's disrespectful. Two, that's just what it is now. So when I watch T.S. Madison's show and these people's show where her parents just won't call her she, just won't call her, they're making a conscious effort. Because you're looking at a woman. How the fuck can you say, man? You're doing that purposely. Black people do that. That's just what we do. We purposely do that, and you got to stop doing that. You know you do not see no man, so why are you saying he? And TS, I mean, TS is boom, boom, bing. So there's no way that you can continue to say he. Why would you say that? That's disrespectful. You don't goddamn well you don't see no man standing in front of you. So Black people, I urge you, if you want to lose your kids, that's the fastest way to do it. We got to stop doing that. I mean, that's their life. You bought these children, and I'm telling you, a person like a Boosie, because my husband was the most masculine man, and look what kind of child we had.
Do you think that there's something that could possibly happen during the stages of a baby being within the womb?
No.
That could cause some type of like
chromosome or genetic
or something? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, when with her, I had my pregnancy was not quiet. It was not easy. I had preeclampsia. I had diabetes. I was in a bad relationship. We argued all the time. She was, so it wasn't quiet and peaceful or any of it. It was a bad pregnancy. But with my other two, it was peaceful. I was stable, and they are, regular. So I don't know. But I mean, I didn't take drugs, or any of it. So I don't know. But I do know that from the time she was small, she was always looking to be feminine. She would make paper hats and make like strings and make hair.
Oh gosh.
Always be like just trying to have hair and wear my clothes and stuff. Oh yeah, she would steal my stuff, child. Steal my underwear and wear them. Oh yeah. So look at my stuff. We've been up here for 2 hours. Look at my makeup. I told you I was going to start running after. But, anyone that, if you ever have any questions or ever need any support in that area, I'm here for anyone. If you know anyone that needs that support, has any questions, I'm here. Because trust me.
I'm here as well for the other part.
Yep. We are here. We are here. But trust me, if you see signs, you probably see what you think you see, because you see it at a young age. You will see it. You will see it. But you just need to be there for them and just love on them and let them know that, because the younger generation, unfortunately, it's affecting them. It's affecting them because it's in their face. So a lot of them are feeling like it's weird to be straight. You know what I mean? Like,
norm. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's not normal to be straight. So what I will encourage parents that are in that situation, just listen to them, but encourage them that, man and woman, that's what it should be. Man and woman, man and woman. Because some of it could just be a phase, because what they see.
Yeah. Because
they're putting it in cartoons, they're putting it, and they want the kids to be accepting. But I just think it's too much.
Yeah.
I think that the kids are too young to be constantly seeing those images.
Yeah. That's why it's very important for us as parents to ensure that we are monitoring what our kids are watching.
Yes.
And it's so easy to just allow for the television or for the phones or the tablets to be a babysitter.
Yep.
you know, and majority of us, you know, we get so consumed and just so busy and stuff to where we don't really monitor like kids
Yep.
like that. Like we really don't. Like as long as you ain't causing no harm, you ain't in there killing yourself, whatever, go on about your business, like do what you do or whatever, you know. And then most of us, especially with the pandemic and stuff now, we work from home.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever it is to keep you quiet, go on about your business. Like we don't care.
Right.
Like, just don't be in there like killing yourself, whatever. But
Right.
at the same time, I really do think that it is very important for us to monitor what our kids watch, because they are feeding our kids a lot of garbage of certain things that, you know, they want for our kids to grow up or how to be or whatever. And it's sad. I hate to say that, but it's really sad. And you know, like you said, I mean, it's just becoming where these kids are just thinking that's just a norm.
Yes. And you know, the population control theory, that's not a hoax. The world is overpopulated. So if they can depopulate the earth by having people be gay, having people not be able to procreate, then they don't have to kill people. That's the easiest way to do it. They don't got to kill people off. They don't have to put out like the coronavirus or whatever to kill people. So if they have people be gay and they can't make kids, then you're not procreating.
Exactly.
But on the flip side, what do you see them do now? I mean, majority of the time, if there is a gay couple, majority of the time they're either having somebody be a surrogate or something in order for them to be able to, you know, have kids, whatever. So,
but it's it wouldn't be as many kids.
Yeah. You know, I would never be judgmental, you know,
right.
Live their lives however they
want.
Absolutely. But at the same time, you have to realize of how that child, what type of environment that child is now growing up in. So them seeing two of the same sex with each other, you know, now that's programmed in their mind that is the norm.
Yep.
You know, unless if you teach them otherwise. But 9 times out of 10, I mean, it's still based off of what we see.
Yes, because you got to realize, I got a 12-year-old daughter, and I have my older son that's 16, but then I have Faye that's 23, and my daughter is now seeing a transgender girl and a boy, but she's all girl, but she struggles with, am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be? Can I like boys? Can I not like? If I like boys, is that going to offend my sister? Or if I live like normal, like a girl is supposed to, is that going to offend my sister because she's trans? Or can I live a normal life after I see all this shit that I've been watching on my tablet all fucking day of polyamorous relationships? And I'm telling you, these kids are being attacked. These kids that are 12, 11, 8, they know about this shit because she told my kids before I even knew. And they were accepting it behind closed doors before I even knew. And my 12-year-old, well, she's 11, she's about to be 12. She can explain it to me better than I can explain it, because the generation now is just they're exposed to it. So I am always, and it's I'm gonna tell you though, Faye and Mike, but Faye is very tough on my daughter. And she tells her all the time, you're going to be normal. You're going to grow up to like boys. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're not going to be, you want to be weird. You want to do this. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to do this. This is what so you would think that she would be open to, oh, mom, if she wants to be gay, just let her be gay. No, she is always on her shit. Like, what you watching? No, so She doesn't want that for her. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But if it were to be, it would be because that's what's inside of her.
Mhm.
She don't want her to latch on to something because she see other people doing it.
Mhm. Right.
So that unfortunately, that's a conversation in this house because she sees her, and then the programs that are on TV. Kayla's always asking us questions about stuff.
Mhm.
Oh, she is always asking us questions. Well, what if I like girls? Would you be upset? And then I'll say no. And then the next week I'll say, "Oh, I see you took was you like you. I thought you didn't like girls. I mean boys, but I never said I didn't like boys." So you just gotta let them do because it's just what they see.
Mhm.
They are putting this shit in front of them, so they want to be cool. The thing to do is be gay.
Mhm.
The thing to do is say, I'm what is the other one? I don't have a gender. I'm not gender conforming. I'm either or. I'm they. I'm a they.
Mhm.
So they got a lot. So that's why I say as parents, we just got to be there. We got to be present. And like you said, we can't have the tablets raising them.
Mhm.
See, look, she says, exactly, Sweet Pea. My 13-year-old talks about things like this daily. Yeah, this is a thing. This is a thing with our kids. This is a thing with our kids. So you guys have anything else left to say? And we've been up here for 2 hours, Lynn. I know you sleepy, girl.
You already know, girl. That bed is calling. Hey,
I love you, Monica.
I
Thank
love
you
you
for
too.
joining me. Oh, you ladies, I love you so much. Thank you for all that you do. These are my moderators, guys. Lynn is actually my assistant. She does a lot more than moderating. So don't tell her that I called her a moderator. Don't tell her that I called her a moderator.
I'm not gonna say anything.
She is my right hand man. She makes sure that I am right with my merch shop. She already trying to get my fit together for the Cardi B Tasha K.
yes,
My travel. She already getting me together. So Monica, and Monica is another one that is very loyal. She's always checking on me. She's always it. I love you. I love you
I'm
guys.
always in your business with you. I need to know what's going on.
And I love it.
Talk because there's other things that I need to tell
Y'all got my back.
Okay.
I love it.
Yes, that's the whole point.
I love it. And I'm never going to tell you to stop. I love it.
I won't. You see you see the outfit. It's all
I see it.
I'm gonna take care of
it. And this was actually my first time seeing Monica's face. She is so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I love you. I love you. I love you, Lynn. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Thank you for joining me.
You're
this
welcome.
has been another edition of the Sweet Pea Diaries. You guys, thank you for joining me. This has been another edition of the Sweet Pea Diaries. This was our virtual Halloween costume party, child. I done sweated my shit out. It's gone. It's gone. I done sweated it out. I love you guys. This has been another edition of the Sweet Pea Diaries. Be sure to like this video, share this video, but most importantly, be sure. Oh God. Ooh. I hope. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Bye.